Rio for Carnival.
It's that time of year again when the streets of Rio de Janeiro become a sea of color and sound.
Carnival at Rio de Janeiro's Sambadrome is hard to beat.
The city of Rio alone welcomed 1.1 million tourists during Carnival.
Now, we are big partiers and we definitely don't speak Portuguese, but I love events. I was looking at a list of like best events to experience in the world, and this is up there.
Cannot beat these views. You got the city, the beach, the mountains, and the jungle all in one.
Rio is an incredible city. There is so much to see and do here, from the famous beaches to overlooking the Rio Harbor.
When I pictured being here in Rio, I pictured super hot, humid weather.
But I am so thankful that we are not sweating in heat. And I
Very
think all
nice.
the tourist places that we went today, that
Way less crowded than they should have been.
but because it's so overcast, that right there is Sugarloaf. Is right there.
Can't see
but
it.
You can't quite see it.
We are about to go up to Sugarloaf Mountain. You can take the cable car the whole way up and get a good view of the city.
If we can spot all of the beaches, beach, and then all of the mountains, Christ the Redeemer.
And from being in the home of acai bowls and Brazilian steakhouses to going paragliding. This is amazing! Wow! And then, of course, seeing Christ the Redeemer, which is one of the 7 wonders of the world.
We just got our first glimpse of Jesus. We can see Christ the Redeemer from our Airbnb, so it's really cool getting to see him up close. We read that Jesus is 125 feet tall, but apparently he's only the 3rd or 4th world's largest Jesus.
The only problem is it is very crowded in this little small area, so it's pretty hard to get a picture. But if you're here, you might as well join them, right? So we saw Christ the Redeemer. That's one of the 7 wonders of the world. And then one of the 7 natural wonders of the world is just the Rio Harbor. I can't really say any of these things by themselves are necessarily like as grand as like the Grand Canyon or as famous as the Eiffel Tower, but all together, Rio definitely seems like if you could make a beach-like city, great weather all year round, although right now it's raining.
It's raining and overcast.
But usually.
Rio is also just a 1-hour flight away from Sao Paulo, so we are excited to be able to experience that as well.
The city of Sao Paulo, which we're in right now, is not only the biggest city in Brazil, it's also the biggest city in the southern hemisphere and the biggest city in the western hemisphere.
Sao Paulo is the financial district of Brazil, so it gets a lot of New York comparisons. And this street, Avenida Paulista, is kind of considered like the 5th Avenue, Times Square, just like the main street of New York, but Sao Paulo. Busy street and park right there.
This is another Blocko.
Rio is where the real party for Carnival is at, but everywhere in Brazil is known to celebrate, and apparently Sao Paulo does it big too.
So there are 2 things that make Carnival in Rio so popular. The first are Blocos. Blocos are like a combination street party and parade.
There's 500 of them all over the city, and we are about to go experience one now. Here's our walking directions, and this colorful line here means that it's a Blocko.
Pretty much this whole area is a Blocko. Every like 3 blocks is a new Blocko. There's a bunch of people in tutus at 10 in the morning. We're probably the only ones walking around without glitter or tutus on. So we actually feel a little bit out of place wearing normal clothes, but it looks like a lot of fun. So there's the beach, and there are people lined the whole stretch of the beach.
Feeling the rain. I think the rain is coming. It's definitely an experience. I'm like shivering. So tonight we're gonna see the main thing of Carnival. We are heading right now to the Sambadrome in Rio. The Sambadrome is where they have the full processions that you see pictures of, which is samba schools competing. We're in like the really far away section, and then it goes up to like maybe close to $1,000 for the really expensive box seats. We're going on the metro. Here's the tickets. Last time we were trying to scan them. We didn't know that you insert them and a police officer had to help us.
There is no...
We're in trouble.
We are right outside. These are the floats. They're all lined up, ready to go. We made it! One of the schools just finished, and all of that is empty. We have about an hour till the next one. We're already tired. One more if they were coming now, but we have to wait like 40 minutes to an hour until the next one.
Worth it.
She loves events. I love sleep.
I love sleep too.
It's a little overcast, starting to rain, and this is how I feel right now. Just like laying out, not really doing anything. M thinks that he's dead, but there's proof. He just moved his head. He heard I said that he was dead.
Currently our ETA is 7:20 when we arrived at 4:40. Now the car's overheating, so we're stopped.
It's bad when you can't dance and you don't know the language. You're really in trouble.
Gracia, ready? Check out this McDonald's, the fries.
Come check out my 12-bedroom, 7-bathroom house. Hostel. Not too much room for the toilet, but we've got the laundry and a high-hanging dryers. That's luxury.
No sooner had we ordered our pizza than the downpour began. So now the question is, we're only like a 5-minute walk away from our hostel, but...
Made it back to the hostel, in the kitchen. We got our pizza. Brazil is the only Portuguese-speaking country in South America, but it makes up almost half of the population of South America. Brazil is the 5th biggest city in the world land-wise, 6th biggest population-wise. A fact that I find really surprising is that Brazil has some of the least tourists per people that live here.
We thought we were coming here to see like the Centro old downtown area, and I think a few tens of thousands of other people had the same idea but for the party. There was police that like pulled over some kids and were like trying to empty their pockets. Escalators. Can't find them anywhere else in the world.
It's the same in every language. Instead of a Big Mac, they have a Big Bob.
I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast. And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing.